This is St. Benedict Catholic Church at Ampeyoo in the Mathew Rectorate of the Diocese of Obuasi. These faithful here, together with their rector, Reverend Father Ken Nyako, were in a hearty Eucharistic celebration led by the Diocesan Bishop, Most Reverend John Yawafuakwa, to dedicate their newly built church to God. Indeed, the faithful in this community had every reason to rejoice as their unrelenting effort to advance the kingdom of God in their part of the world has been crowned with great success. This church was started on a humble note by some residents of the Ampeyoo town. Nana Sefa Daakon and Mr. Kojon Tiamwasapo were some of the founding members.
Nti maame ye madun se me tere me balande nanka ye hia aya so ye no ana osofo bi so monk e fe ne boaten onso no okọ aburuchiri ba oni wa ye ni catkis nti woni ho no no na me kwasira abranche bi so o meye catkis oni de David no no so bani ye asore no akọ.
We started the church, or I joined the church at Ampeyoo about 10 years ago. And at that time, there were some monks living there, some Benedictine monks. So we started joining them for Sunday benediction. And gradually, we joined them for Sunday Mass and other celebrations. We were a small number because the place was a mini monastery, so we couldn't just. So along the line, the monks were about to leave and settle at a new place around Depsocomm. And so we had to take over and continue with our church service. Initially, it was difficult because when they left, we're not really like a group. We had to decide to be coming to meet again. Most of our members used to come from the cathedral and other established places already. So it was difficult for us at the beginning. But gradually, through unity and love, we were able to put ourselves together.
Like the biblical mustard seed, which grew so big enough for birds of the air to make their nest on it, the St. Benedict Catholic Church at Ampeyoo gradually grew to attract some Catholic faithful who used to worship at the neighboring parishes in the Kumasi Archdiocese.
Na chise mehwa se mijai cathedral na mebaha na mbeboa ebeboa na mijai cathedral na meba mene mani nyina ba ha se
soro ni mo ni bra ye sha soro ase no ye bo modin ase ye beboa bo nipa na no ye timi ko afie mu eni wo mu ko kasa wo mu beboa kakra na ye de anya soro ye si ho a.
Though small in number, all the faithful in the community contributed in one way or the other to put up this church as an ideal place of worship in the Catholic tradition.
Eja kakra nyame ya adum ye bibia na eja ya boa kakra ene se de ewurade ede ya beduru aboa ya ma ye bibi kakra na yenso yeni aso manyina yetumi atumpon aso de ya besi ene yenso yankapra ni yansempo a ye yiye no etimi di asori da yesi
tela ye gusu ye nyame ye dwuma ahotuo afache obi hia mo yetimi koboa na samto obi yetimi di ahoden koboa no eno an ye de ti asori mu a ye ne asori ya bedrum pempenso a ya edire.
Having made this stride as a church community, it was time to formally hand over the newly built church to the authorities of the Catholic Diocese of Obuasi, headed by Most Reverend John Yawafuakwa. This historic event was held on Sunday, 26 June 2022.
Already asomdwe enkamu nyina. Eni anmadofo ene ye enije da. Ye hia se ye tu sa asori e de ase nyame nsa. Ye se nyame se ye bebie ya dwene eni akoma mu. Dia ma awurade. Ye betie nasem e wo gidie mu. Ye ba akon ya ye ni awurade aye e wo subo mu. Afei ye kwa awurade ani mu a ne honam ne moja wo de maye no. Aboaye ama ya ye asori dan e de ama awurade.
As custom demands, the keys and relevant documents of this newly built church were formally handed to the bishop by the immediate past president of the church, Nana Sefa Dako. In his address during the presentation of the documents, Nana Sefa Dako profoundly acknowledged the role of some of the faithful in the realization of this church building. Notable among those he mentioned was Mr. Ntiamwa Sapon of blessed memory, to whom many strides of this newly built church has been attributed.
Mekai emra ya shaase em ya ko shaase wo fada imafi omo achen me ko to Juliana ene anti comfort ena anti mami echa ena omo ka kire me se sofo bi aba anti akwate na ho no e kire bi bai me ko twin David efiri Ampeyoo so meye kakis na kaba enso ne Charles ena Mr. Sapon enso ne nkrofo ni nipa kakra bia se emre makwan ni aboye nyina adi.
Nana Sefa Dako also stressed that having handed the church over to the authorities of the diocese, there should not be any circumstance under which posterity of any member of the founding fathers would claim ownership of the building.
Na ni wo me se da bi ebesie na me ma batwe manso se ye papa ne besi fie no nti ene me de efiewura ne nkrata